It's not going to get any better.
It's
It's mini-me. He fits in
I
my
see
sugar
all
pouch.
these heads popping out from outside the curtain. I think that was Charles.
We have a party at Margaritaville going on behind us, and I'm sorry if y'all heard. It's going to be a clusterfuck, and we got one of the biggest names in barbecue coming up. Can I just give a blanket apology now? We're going to have people popping in. There may be shirts on, maybe shirts off. Get your shirt out. I may have my shirt off. I don't know. It just depends on how it goes. So, margaritas in the lazy river all day. And again, this is sponsored by I Am Sorry.
The Shiggers love it. Keep it up. Keep it up, ladies.
I apologize.
Especially when you
And
start
look at that, we've
saying
already got the
topless.
highest viewer we've had in months. It's great.
When you start saying topless, man, they all wake up.
Yeah.
So,
It may be me.
no telling how much money we'll make tonight if we're topless activity.
And people have alerts on their phone when people mention topless. It bling, get on there.
It tends to happen that way. I'm not gonna lie. These ladies have been drinking all day. I'm just telling you, I may have to back them off. They love some chicken fries.
Man, good thing you told us because we couldn't tell.
We're at 400 people now. There's $1,200 in donations.
You might want to take the screensaver off the back.
No.
It's hiding what little bit it can.
Bill, before we go, I was going to wait till get about 800 people in here, but they want to say something to you. So,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, big man.
Y'all gotta sing. Y'all gotta sing. You
gotta sing. Hey, wait a minute. Let me take this out.
They gotta sing and dance.
Yeah, we want to. Let's sing "Happy Birthday" to Bill.
They're having a meeting about it. I think. I can't hear a damn thing. You're on mute.
You gotta unmute it, Wes. You're muted.
You gotta unmute it.
You're muted.
You're muted, Wes. We got you now.
Yeah, man, we'll take the tail end. That was cool. Oh, shit. That's good stuff. Happy birthday, Bill. Happy birthday, brother. Man.
You got half of it.
I got some of it. Thanks, John.
Better than nothing, buddy.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I got the singing. I kind of didn't get the dancing portion of it,
Hey, all you Shiggers out there, that comes later. The more they drink, the less they wear.
No shit.
Hey, every time, did they drink when we got the donation? Because they need to make sure they're drinking double shots.
I just want to go before I go on. Can I put a thing? There are some 60-year-olds in here, so y'all, before you donate, think about this.
I think Phil's right. Every time there's a donation, they need to take a shot.
You know
I
what?
feel like they're not going to fight you on that. I don't feel like they'll fight you on it.
Yeah.
Did he just say, Jordan?
It's an easy sell, Wes. It's easy sell.
When Jordan was here last year, he knows what we're dealing with by the shuffleboard table. It's serious. So donations will help, and we may have a surprise for you at the end of it. There may be some divorce lawyers. There may not be. We'll see.
We can't wait for the Wednesday morning recap.
The Wednesday morning apology.
Before we get too far, Wes, I got it, man. I'm going 9.9 on the intro music. I think you killed it.
Bro, did you see? I didn't think you went to 9.9.
Man, it's the first time I've ever gone there. If anybody's keeping score, so I don't know how the Shiggers feel about it. They can throw some numbers up there, but I thought it was great. I think it's going to be hard to top.
It's been a good week, and John, I apologize, boss man. It's crazy in the back. I did not get your toast. Thank you, sir. You are a true donator.
There we go. What about Nick DeVargo, man? He got in there on a little cash.
Did I pass it up too?
Here we go right here.
Yeah, let's get up in
wild there. Around there. Get
it is, man.
Nick DeVargo. Here we go.
Whoa.
Make sure they're just peek over your shoulder. Make sure they're doing shots when we do this, Wes.
Oh, guys, I need them to stop. Nick, thank you, my man.
They're probably ahead of the donations.
Took care of my truck note for the month already, so thank you, guys.
Hey, how was everybody's
let's not
weekend?
forget. It was great, but let's if everybody could like, share, we appreciate it. If you can help us out there, man. Don't forget to do that. Subscribe, smash that subscribe button.
Damn right. Look, we're going to talk a lot about Memphis in May this weekend. I know Bill was there. Wes, let's talk about your weekend. Man, you had a good weekend, huh?
It's been coming together, man. I
Sneaking
finally
up
took
on it,
those.
weren't you?
It has. It's been we've had some good cooks, and we've been blessed on that. And I mean, we're liking that outlaw. So it's we went back to our old stuff. We looked at some notes that we had that we haven't sold off yet, and figured we'd keep them. kind of got the good ones out of there. But I will say this: I'm giving my guys, and I mean this, drinking or no drinking, that hen drench as a finishing rub is no joke, boss. It is no joke. It is no joke. And if it matters, ran me a little bit of that brisket stuff. I think I know where you can get it. It's been doing me well. So yeah, man, we were lucky enough to hear our names. We needed to tighten up on a couple things, and we would have won it. But
man, keep doing what you're doing. They'll drop, bro. You got her dialed in now, so it's nice to see. I know you had a little rough patch there, just things not coming together, and man, it's nice to see you turn it around.
We were practicing, Phil. We were practicing, man.
Practice? We talking about practice?
We're talking about practice, man. Them first 4 comps were just bullshitting is what it was. They was just kidding.
Man, you were making sure they were letting their guard down and didn't fucking come at them full throttle.
Usain Bolt likes to let them get out in front of him before he chases them down. You know what I mean?
You want to see your target.
Oh, absolutely. We're easily in the top 25 in points now. Our goal is to make a run at Brad. He's only 14,000 points ahead of us. I feel like we can run him down. I do. We need 14 more wins. We'll get there. Get there.
What year do you think you would catch him?
Yeah. Well, there's a leap year coming up, so I figured we add that in there. If we add that, if he has some health issues, we'll catch him eventually.
If he had some health issues,
we'll get him. How about you guys, man? Tell me about y'all's weekend.
Man, hey, before I'll go on mine next. But man, what was the high on Saturday, wherever you were at?
The high as of the score or the temperature?
No, the temperature.
I already know where you're going with this. It was a balmy 80-ish, 81, 82. Yeah. It was hot. Yeah.
Well, man, I was in Jordanton, Texas, so it's a little south of San Antonio, and it was 178 degrees, and I thought I was going to die.
Yeah. I heard there was 12 people that died at the cook-off, which is what got you in the top 10.
The Texas summer has set in. There's no doubt, man. It was rough, and I don't do real good in that heat, and I feel like year after year it just becomes harder and harder. Carmen and Reed were visiting her mom and dad in the Houston area. I didn't have my sidekicks. Sure. And Chicken let me down. She's normally right there on that Weber, man, like a hawk. She just, man, she's on it. She has it dialed in completely within a degree. And man, she wasn't there. And man, I let her down. So man, fire got a little out of hand on me. Man, I kind of spiked it with some wood chips at the end. It got a little dark. It got a little smoky. And man, they pegged it. I thought, man, we're good. They won't know. Yeah, they noticed. But so it cost me. Man, we had a first place pork, though. Pork continues to hit well. Man, maybe I can get, man, I don't know. It was first. It wasn't a perfect score, so maybe I needed to be a little more West tender on it. You know what I mean? So food for thought.
You know where we go with it. But I want to come back up. Mr. Kirkpatrick makes that comment about that. Look, that restaurant cooker has treated me well. We just wanted to change it up. That's all. I don't say the outlaw changed me. I just say it just highlighted some things that I do well. How about
that? Hey, make sure the ladies in the back see Cherry Anchor just hit us for $9.99. Let's get it on.
Hey guys. Wait a minute. We got to get there. Yeah. I don't know if y'all want that to go this way tonight. I may not be on. I just want y'all to know we have been in the lazy river drinking margaritas all day. So we want to keep this PG 25. How about that?
Man, the Shiggers don't. That ain't what they logged on for.
Unfortunately, I understand. We're already at 100 people watching. No joke. So it's
when am I heading north? Couple weeks, man. Couple weeks we'll head to South. I think 2 weeks from today we'll head to South Dakota. So man, I'm just fingers crossed. It's a little cooler up there.
I'm running a little slow tonight. So Cherry Anchor, thank you so much, my man. Appreciate you, buddy. I'll drink again to that. Oh my God! Bring out the kid. Hey, John?
Fred
you're gonna
said,
hurt
"Put me
feelings.
in, coach."
Well, hold on one second. I was talking with John on here, but let me find my.
Fuck Fred.
Man, we'll be in Minnesota in a couple of weeks. 40s today in Minnesota. Man, don't get used to it. I have a knack for getting the heat to follow me. So,
hey, John, there's 5 ladies back here asking which one the cute one is. So watch what you type. Do you understand?
Man, I'm back and forth with Heath trying to get him in here. He got logged into StreamYards, but he was on the episode 8 that he was on before.
Right.
So he's okay. We finally got him on the right one. Okay. So man, we had a little technical difficulties, but I see him backstage now. So man,
if he can figure out how to win ribs 3 out of 4 years in Memphis, he can figure out how to get on this show.
Yeah, we have no sympathy for you, Heath. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Just too much success. Learn how to get on the show.
Yeah, and y'all stick around because man, he's going to take it from the top with exactly how he cooked them. But you get your pen and paper ready; it's coming.
I think he's already got all that on the top on video, and man, he's been putting it out on social media. Is from the top when he won South Haven. But yeah, man, my weekend at Memphis, just to do a little recap. Man, I cooked poultry for Come and Eat It, and Fred cooked brisket. Naturally, Fred wins brisket, and man, I think I was 20th or something, which was tied for 3rd, I think, in poultry.
Jesus.
But I don't know if it was tied for 3rd, but there were a lot of ties. It was a couple of points off, but it is what it is. And man, I'm kind of taking credit for some of that brisket because I had to drive at 3:00 in the morning with Fred to obviously to the park. He didn't have a car, and man, I did all the shopping of all the stuff he needed for the brisket because he was flying in. So
thank you, Eddie.
I think one of the guys on the team posted that he did absolutely nothing, and he's taking credit for it. So
I did see him holding up a trophy. I did see him holding up the trophy. He did that.
Yeah, Fred was a man. He cooked the son of a bitch, and like I said, man, anybody else that probably wouldn't have won. I think Brad even said it as well. He goes, man, Fred's going to win the beef category. I mean, he's got
Fred.
that genetic gene when it comes to the big stages. He's going to be there. So
I don't feel comfortable giving Fred all this credit. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sure he's a good guy. I don't like the way the show is going right now. Let's get it away from Fred.
Well, we called my wife. We called my wife, and he was in the car, and Vanessa was like, "Did you shig everything he was doing?" I said, "Babe, I shigged it all. Man, I got it all." And Fred's like, "Well, none of that stuff works on a 20-teamer. It only works in big contests, So
right. And if it doesn't work in those 15
it was in big contests.
Yeah, well, we've already been, Heath has been killing it in ribs so much, and that's what's cost me here the last few contests. We're over here figuring out, how much of his rib wrap do we run, dude? That has been the talk of the barbecue world. He has killed it in ribs. He came over from the shoulder side and dedicated just to ribs. And man, that guy is unfreaking beatable right now, is he not?
Well, I do have a question when we bring him on. We'll bring him on in just a second. Brad Leiniger sent me a question to ask. He said, "I'm not watching your show," mainly because Wes is on there, and you walked him by 8. So, but he did say, "Man, I got a question."
Forget it,
So,
yeah, I get it.
And
well,
I
look,
told him
I'm not going to the world.
I told him I would ask it,
So we know. I'm going to be clear.
Okay.
I'm not going to Lebanon to cook in the world. So, Brad, you may have a chance, boss. So go have fun.
You're going to Honey Haven, aren't you, or Honey Bun Invitational, or whatever it is?
Honey Bun.
You're going to Honey Bee in 2 weeks in Lafayette, Georgia. That everybody now that I have run across calls it the Honey Bun because of you guys. They won't call it the Honey Bee. It's the Honey Bun.
So we heard they're going to change the name officially.
They might as well because everybody calls it Honey Bun.
Man, we've got 6 people signed up for the Honey Bee, and we've got 17 signed up for the Honey Bun. We're just going to change the name.
I will slap a child to win a GC. I ain't ashamed of it, dude.
Well, We're
If I
gonna
can
bring
get
the
into the
man.
high
We're gonna bring
schools,
the man
dude.
on, and man, he can talk to ribs. So maybe one day you don't have to cook the honey bun. No offense if the honey bun promoters watching. We're just fucking with Les.
Yeah,
So,
we're just having a good
Love you,
time.
buddy. Oh, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
thanks,
I'm gonna
buddy.
drink to that.
Appreciate it. Let's
Appreciate it,
bring him
buddy.
on. Let's bring on the champ.
The
There he
man.
is.
The man,
What's up, Heath?
right here.
What's up, guys?
Congratulations, Heath.
Thank you,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
congratulations, brother.
buddy.
That was the first one. How many years have you been cooking that thing, Heath?
I think I've cooked it. This would be my 14th time.
Okay.
I think that's right.
And-
But you really can't count half of those. I can't because they was a drunken Blair. Just,
Okay.
so,
We get that. We get
yeah. It
And
wasn't.
sometimes this show is a drunken Blair,
Man,
and we're
it
not
sounds
really
like
sure
my
how
whole
many
life.
episodes we're doing, you know?
we have fun here, man. But so you say so when you were doing shoulder? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, I've cooked hog at Memphis and walked the stage. I've cooked shoulder and walked the stage in top 10, and just the whole rib thing just kind of, I don't know, like I've always said before, I like going against the odds, not with it.
Right.
So, I mean, hog is hard to cook, but it is the weakest category at Memphis because it's not but 20 something hogs. So realistically, you're only going up against 20 something people.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean, in your division until you get to finals.
Right.
I mean, and that's just, I don't even remember how many pulled pork it was this year. It's usually around 30 hogs, you know what I mean? It used to be the
Yeah.
average, and I think around 45, 50 shoulders, and it was always somewhere around 70 to 100 rib teams. But it's all the numbers. I don't pay it much attention to them anymore. I don't even know how many teams it was total this year.
Yeah, I
Thank
don't
you,
know
Lawson.
either. I know on shoulder, I think it was in the 20s, but I think the first year I cooked it, I think shoulder was in the 60s, and
Yeah.
that was obviously pre-smoke slam, and ribs was well over 100, so but yeah, it's man, it's a different experience. A lot of our viewers are from Texas, and man, there was several Texas teams there this year, but man, it's kind of reminds me of the Masters to some degree, with all the flowers. It's very, man, there's a lot of pageantry, and
Yeah.
it's different. It's definitely different than what we're used to, just turning in blind boxes for sure,
And you really don't need all that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you really don't have to have all that. I mean, you could get by with a very small booth, and just some pop-up tents and things like that. At the end of the day, I mean, it's just like KCBS. The presentation is not worth that much when it comes to the value of points. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? Or appearance,
Yeah.
anyway. Let's say
Right.
that appearance, because that's not,
Yeah.
Does anybody know the breakdown on that, Heath? Do you know what the breakdown on appearance, taste, texture, or how the scoring works? I've
I
heard people
cannot.
that don't know.
I hate to speak on that. I do think
Right.
that the breakdown for like the blind versus on site, I kind of know a little bit about that. It's usually around 67.67, I'm not saying that's the
Yeah.
exact numbers on it or anything. And then you've got about 33.3333, and those are the three on-site judges. So your
Right.
blind is basically almost 70% of your score, and then those on-sites just really count for a tenth apiece, and they get added up to go to finals.
Yeah. And that's what I've heard. I've heard on site is about 30 and, or 60. It's a 60-40 split. And man, everybody says you got to nail your blind box just to, if you don't nail the blind box, it don't matter what your on sites are, you ain't getting in, so
That's right.
you got to nail the blind. So, yeah, but I still puzzled by the scoring system. You know what I mean? Because, man, this year, and I think me and you were talking, that before they called you out for first rib, you were saying something, and I think it happened this year where, man, first hog was what, 4th overall or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily 1, 2, and 3. The 3 first place winners of the category didn't go 1, 2, 3.
No. I mean, so
So-
basically, when those 9 teams get to finals, the 3 hog, the 3 rib, and the 3 shoulder, those 4 judges that come around and judge those 9 teams have to rank them out 1st through 9th place. So the high scoring single category wins.
Yeah. And you could win ribs with, let's just say, 1,000 points, and someone wins shoulder with 950 points. There could be a 50. I'm just making up numbers. I don't know but there could be a big gap between the three different first places, which is why
it's they used to have a real problem with ties, and they added another number behind the decimal to try to fix that. And I don't really know this year when they said it was a lot of ties in shoulder. I think said it was an 8-way tie, and they had to go to adding back the drop scores. Right? And then that alleviated probably half of them or all of them. I don't know. I haven't seen those scores, but I mean, there's ways to figure out tiebreakers for that by adding back in those drop scores.
Yeah, I mean, I think first class Robert Smith, he's a Texas team, and he was 7th in shoulder, and 1 through 6 all show. On the scorecards that they put out on email, they all had the same score. So he was, he said first through 6 were all ties, but I guess it probably, they still got to bring their drop score back in or whatever else. But, he felt really encouraged his first time cooking it. And, man, he was 2 points away from making finals,
Right.
So,
I mean, I tell anybody that if you can just tell the judge how you cooked it from raw to done, that's all you have to tell them. If you want to spew a little crap in there with it, you know what I mean? A little charm, you can. But it's not hard. And anybody, any good KCBS team that I've ever told how to do it, don't change your flavor profile. Cook a baby back rib the same tenderness that you cook that St. Louis style. It's going to be a little more tender because it's a smaller rib. Just cook it the same tenderness. Trust me.
Well,
And
we're going to
roll
need
with
to go over that because, you got people like Wes in here that can't figure out the KCBS rib, more or less in the end.
I want to touch on that point, Heath. Exactly how would you cook that rib to be both MBN, Memphis and May, and KCBS? Start from the beginning, sir.
Well, the video will be out probably Thursday, and you can watch a step-by-step feature. And I think the only thing that did not get shown on camera is I had to borrow a spice grinder to take the competition rub and some garlic jalapeno and grind down into a grinder. I think that, and I added a little bit of brown sugar in it once I done that mixture. And that is the only thing that didn't get put on camera because I need a new spice grinder. But
so they'll watch your video drop on Thursday, and then they'll have to shoot back to episode. What is this, Wes?
59, sir.
To get the completion, to get the silver.
And I'll straight out tell you, it was straight up. I don't want to say I'm a little weirded out. I don't have to use a binder, but I've always done real well if I use mustard as a binder.
Right.
And so I use mustard as a binder. I'm a medium to heavy coat of garlic jalapeno, a medium good to heavy coat of comp rub. Send it on the grill with hickory smoke. You pick the grill of your choice, and then wrap it in butter bath. I mean, 3/4 of a cup. It says it on the back of the bag. You ain't got to guess about it. 3/4 of a cup. And you just cook it till it's done. And believe it or not, I never used a temperature probe the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
I opened every slab of ribs and done that push-pull test. Every single one of them.
Wow. I remember when I started, and I told you this when we were on Shooting a Q. And I started in 2016. I met you in 2017 at the Reservoir, smoking on the res. He told me, I asked him, hey, man, you help me out? He goes, man, I don't mind telling you everything I do. But I'm going to wear your ass out in awards with exactly what I do if we're cooking on the same. And he did. So if you can, when we get off this, if you can call me and give me those notes again, man, I would sure appreciate it.
Because he's going to sell them. He's going to sell them.
I'm going to sell them. I need a bump in revenue, but the ribs have cost me some GCs here lately. So let's talk, brother. You're a good Christian guy. I need the help.
Man, you just seem like that dude outside the hospital asking to get by just down the road. You need to go a little bit further.
I just need $20, sir, to get a little fuel. If you can get the road,
but you don't mean buy the fuel. That's what's so weird about it. You don't want me to go to the gas station with you.
No. I need the cash, sir. I will get the fuel. You don't bring me the cash. You don't bring me the fuel.
Yeah.
I need the cash.
Yeah, just Venmo me, right?
Yeah, but you're the only one that I know that started out with wanting to get into a harder side of it, and I kind of always admired that about you. You were doing hog, you were doing shoulder, then you decided I want to jump in ribs where no one's won this thing until a couple years ago. What was the last time ribs has won Memphis in May?
2002 was the last time that Rib had won it,
Good God, man!
and John Wheeler almost won it years prior, and Melissa beat
Right.
him out,
Huh.
and by like a 1,000th of a point, maybe with the whole hog. It was not much, and I may be wrong with that number, but it was very close, Courtney and John David. And then I don't know, after John David wanted to get back in it, when I finally got to going and said what I was trying to do, him and Shane from Pig Beach and John Dalton, I mean, Cooks, you never can count John Wheeler out. I mean, I
Right.
tell anybody that around here. There's been so many teams that spun off of him that's retired legend teams that don't cook anymore, that's won,
Right.
90 and 100 grands that nobody's ever heard of,
Sure.
on social media. And
Man, I think the team that I cook with come and eat it. They're inspired by John David Wheeler. I mean, he's man, they look to him for him and Nick, and I think Nick has helped Grant a lot in different things. So they all kind of point back to John David Wheeler. So.
They do. A lot of roads lead back to him.
Yeah.
Thank you, Big Rax. It's
Thanks,
a
Big
toast
Rax.
to Rib Man. Thank you, sir.
So Brad's got a question, or we'll wait. Let's man, we got a couple of little videos. I don't know if you want to shoot one up, Wes.
Absolutely, I do.
Little things here we wanted to share.
You got some heavy hitters out here, Heath, that man, they know this is something you've been looking for and deserve. And man, it goes a long way when they want to jump in here and just say congratulations to you. So let me take this down right quick and
I'll cue it up. It's kind of a last minute idea. So if we didn't ask you for a video, we apologize.
Heath, I went to Memphis years ago wanting to win ribs and be the first one in a long time to bring home that world championship in Memphis. But you got her done, buddy. Congratulations. Welcome to the World Championship Club.
The GOAT himself. Pretty cool.
I want to throw another one. I'm going to throw another one out here, too, that's up there with the best in the world, if you don't mind me going back to back.
Heath Riles, world champion. I'm proud of you, buddy. Happy for you. I was glad I was there to see it, man. It was awesome to see you've been all over it. I don't know how many rib world champions you have at this point, but, man, you wrapped up the big one. Memphis in May, world champion. Congratulations. Here's to many more.
That's awesome.
We're not done, by the way. We just don't want to give them all to you at once.
Yeah, but Brad did, when he sent me his video, he did have a question. His ribs for this weekend, he's cooking the KCBS World Invitational. He says they've been frozen since 2023. Is that okay? Or should he be looking for new?
That's probably my South Haven ribs 2 weeks ago. They've probably been in my freezer that long.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. So now I wouldn't take him to the honeybee invitation. I wouldn't take him to the honeybee or honey bun invitational, but I think you're all right.
Well, we're at 24 teams, Heath. Can we get you there to make it a qualifier at the honeybee?
I had kind of just said that I was not going to cook anything but South Haven and Memphis in May, and now after winning Memphis, I got to go cook the Jack, right?
Yes,
that's right.
And I guess I'll probably end up going to the Royal.
There you go.
I thought he was going to say honey bun, man. I thought he was like, let's do it.
I thought he started out, I was like, we're going head to head. I mean, the
and the roll. Okay.
He started out, I thought Wes ain't going to the honey bun anymore.
I'm going to Covington, buddy.
I'm going to KCBS World Invitational.
Hey, man, it would be fun, but if he pulled up in there, I think it would jump down about 15 teams. Real fucking quick. I can promise.
How many times have you finaled? Do you know, Heath, how many times you finaled or won? I mean, you've won ribs there at least the last couple of years, huh?
That makes winning ribs 3 times and once for the overall GC. 2 other times in hog when we was a part of another team. Shoulder twice, 3 times.
I got you.
I can't. I don't know. I really don't.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you,
and
sir.
what were you thinking whenever Chris Lilly one shoulder where you're like, son of a bitch, this ain't gonna be easy.
I mean, man, you can never count Chris out. That old school flavor that he's got that cooks on that Jed Master, and it almost mimics the taste of the drums, I'm sure, to a point,
Right.
And
Right.
it's hard to beat Chris. Chris is a legend in the sport, and it is hard to beat him.
Wow.
So and I mean, Blues Hog in there. I mean, I knew it was going to be a duel out, and I was kind of shocked. But you can
Yeah.
also, knowing Will Be Q from here, Craig Wilkerson, you can never count him out
Right.
because I don't know. We call him coal burner for a reason around here. He can cook a
Okay.
very, very good hog.
I got you.
Yeah, absolutely. So when did
Yeah,
you know
I
in
didn't
this
know
whole
him,
deal?
but I knew everybody was talking about. He was a great man. They were, he was a great hog cook. Nick and all those guys were like, yeah, he knows. He's on top of it. So,
Oh yeah.
He throughout all of these, and you've won rib twice before you won the whole thing. When did you know you had a shot? I mean, some of us have, we walk with our worst, sit with our best. When did you know that you had a shot at this?
Well, I'm gonna be straight. I've cooked a lot of different brands and ribs in my day, and
Yeah,
I called Prairie Fresh, and they sent me 92 of the best racks that I could probably go through. And I went through and I cooked a practice run on Thursday. I cooked a practice run on Friday, and then I
yeah,
cooked the same run on Saturday. And the run on Saturday that we cooked, the first practice run was kind of just like feed some people, but
yeah,
just kind of test the tenderness, things like that. Second day was really dialed in, and the third day was just like, don't let the pit move. And Kevin LaRock kept the pit dead, needles up 300, didn't let it move. And the ribs it was a perfect morning. The storm kind of cleared
yeah.
away. It was not windy at all Saturday morning. And when you just don't get that kind of really good weather like that. Um, but also with that, talking about ribs, or any kind of product that you're putting out in barbecue, you kind of know when you hit one or two of your marks and can kind of squeeze by on the last one or the fourth one, right? But every once in a while, it lines up where the product just turns out, every process just turns out perfect. The ribs trimmed out really good. I mean, they were meaty, good straight bones. I mean, the marbling was good. So we started off with a good product. And
Wow.
then, the sauces and seasonings. I mean, man, a lot of people have great flavors. So I really can't. I mean, yeah, we have a good flavor profile, but, just one bite barbecue, right? Or two bite.
Sure.
But when we were building the blind box, the ribs was able to rest. The prelim ribs was able to rest about 2.5 hours in that butter bath, and it
Hmm.
kind of just reabsorbed in that rib and almost made it buttery and velvety.
huh.
Um, and to me, I put the finals ribs on about 30 minutes earlier than I usually do because I said I wanted about a 3.5, 4 hour rest on them if we made
Right.
finals.
Right.
And when we made finals, the finals ribs had rested right at 4
Wow.
hours. And I pulled them out and looked at them, and the butter bath had just absorbed in them. And I pulled them out and knocked what was left in there in the foil, what it didn't absorb up, because it done kind of thickened up a little bit, right?
Right.
And we glazed them up and hit them with some finishing dust and sent them. And sometimes the ribs is a little saucy. The sauce don't have just enough minutes to really tack up like it needs to be.
Right.
But this time we got them tacked up and we got them cooled down to go on the show pit where they could be handled properly. And all 6 racks, I carried 6 racks to the table. And I picked up, and you'll see the video. I'm sure my video person got it on camera
Yeah.
coming up. But every rack I picked up could bend, fold, wave, and just break right apart. It was 6 racks nonstop. So, I mean, all that went well, but I've had a lot of bad luck this past week as well. So
Uh-oh.
my wife got rear-ended on Thursday on the way home from Memphis in May in a hit and run, and the car
Oh,
left at Shelby Drive. And then Saturday morning, when she walked out in the garage to get a energy drink out of the freezer or out of the fridge at 5 o'clock in the morning, the freezer was leaking liquid out of it, and
wow.
I lost probably $4,000 to $5,000 worth of meat.
Mm.
Probably a
Damn.
solid four. Yeah,
Is that what it takes to be a world champion? Because I'll unplug
yeah.
my freezer tomorrow.
Hell, you know what, Wes? Hell,
I'll
I
do
guess
it.
so. I don't
Enough
know.
bad luck to make it all even out.
I'll
Man, I
unplug
got
everything I got.
3 freezers full of 2022 and 2023 meat. My shop's full of freaking old meat that
Yeah. Glad Candace
keep-
is okay, by the way.
I mean,
Glad to
it
hear
was
that.
all good, but what was good, she was quick enough to get the tag number of the company truck. So
Oh,
me and the owner of that company's got to have a talk this week.
Ooh, he's gonna bring in
okay.
another 25,000. Is what he's just saying. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
them Denali's cost more than that, Wes.
It's very true. Very true. I am glad she's okay, man. So glad to hear that.
Yeah, it didn't hurt her vehicle a lot, but it's just a part of it. And I'm saying this sparingly. I'm sure it wasn't him as an employer, but I'm sure somebody was drunk and
Right.
didn't want to get a DUI. And it is Memphis, and the cops are not coming for a long time. So, I mean, you're welcome to run. I mean, that's
Right.
You're exactly right. Jordan said give him a call. He can give you a very nice pre-owned vehicle.
a nice pre-owned.
Certified pre-owned.
I, I'm more of that new car kind of smell kind of guy.
Well,
Or
let me ask
excuse
you
me,
something Heath, about
my
the ribs.
wife is.
Do
Right.
you find that the rib, Prairie Fresh, I know you cook Prairie Fresh and you've cooked, I'm sure, different brands. Do you feel that ribs, different brands or different, whether it's Prairie Fresh or Smithfield, react different in the rest? Like, do some of them you can push further and they'll come back on you, as opposed to, I feel like that with Prairie Fresh. I've been cooking their ribs as well. And
I do.
I feel like I can push them a little further than I can some other brands, even though
I
a pig's
I
a pig,
agree.
I guess,
I do agree with you 100%. Feels like you can push the primes and the naturals a little bit more than you
Right.
can. I mean, I've cooked Comparts, I've cooked Smithfield, I've cooked Tyson, and all of them. And I don't know that the Smithfield Prime just seems to be like a really, really good rib um, to me. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as for the money goes and going and buying it off a regular grocery store shelf, I mean, I'm still kind of amazed you don't have to pay $40 a rack for that Prairie Fresh Prime.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now now if you were to jump in, are you planning on, besides doing the Jack, and you said you may do the Royal, are you going to do the Royal?
I imagine so.
Okay. All right. Are you still running the same? I mean, are you going to cook your spares similar? I'm going to push
Identical,
on that. Identical. So
identical,
can I
Wes.
link up to the video that you're going to drop? I need that. Look, we brought you on for a reason. I
I
don't
will
care about
text
your
you
world
the
championship.
recipe. I just give you
I
half of
need
it.
rib help, Heath. Nobody cares about your Memphis and May World Championship. Can you get me over the hump?
Well, Wes,
He's trying to get a
can
win at the honey
Wes,
bun.
can I
He
tell
needs a
you,
win at the honey bun.
There's a
I
Wes,
bottle of
need
wine this
the
weekend.
RGCs aren't working for me. Can you get me over the hump? Yes or no? We'll end early. Yes or no?
Wes,
well,
you
let me
better
ask you
not
something. Are
RGC
you going
that
to
honey
listen?
bun.
I
Are
listen
you
to
No,
going to
hell
everybody
no.
actually, you got to execute it? I know you're a good cook, you're meticulous. The
every
problem
time.
is most people won't follow a technique more than one or two times before they fall off of it.
Very
Right or
true.
No,
wrong?
he's going to try to fix your rib, is what he'll do.
And a lot
He'll
I
of
try
them
to
mean,
won't
fix.
follow it. Yeah.
I could go cook with him once and fix it. I done proved that to a lot of people.
Very, very true. So you're going to be in Lafayette, Georgia. When I need to pick you up.
You better send the jet after me. Is all I can say.
There ain't no doubt. This man said he ain't driving nowhere. His Denali's wrecked. It better be Learjet or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I fly Pilatus too, prop planes. I'm good with that too.
Man,
I don't have that Royal
do
money.
you have anything left in the competition world, Heath? I mean, obviously your brand's doing great in both worlds, competition and the backyard world. And, you definitely don't compete as much as you used to, but is there anything left that you want to do in competition barbecue? I mean, will you continue to cook Memphis now that you've kind of knocked that one off, or what do you think the future looks like? Yeah.
I mean, I will definitely cook South Haven and Memphis every year. It is getting kind of hard for me to cook South Haven. There's a few events that I get invited to
Right.
every year. I kind of really want to go to do that New York event every year at Pig Beach. I get invited for the South Haven thing, but being South Haven's in my backyard, it's kind of hard for me not to go and see everybody, and just hang out. I don't get to get out with the public like I used to, and still with a baby at home, I leave 6. I think every night at Memphis I was gone by 6:30.
Wow.
Right.
Except for the Saturday night of the awards.
Right.
I just don't hang out and party anymore like that. I leave early, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and all the guys cooking with me, I take them to dinner or go pay for dinner or something, right, and all that, and we have a good time. A
Yeah.
lot different now. But Memphis, yeah, I'll still cook it every year too. And you asked, was there anything else I want to cross off? I mean, I would love to win the Jack, but I mean, I'm going to give it my whirl, and I actually am going to start practicing in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess while I'm doing that, I may as well film some videos out of them. So
Might as well go to Honey Bun, get some practice.
Yeah, hey, look, I'll pay you a little bit to tutor me up on them ribs, and we can go 1-2. You're going to be 2 though.
well,
Now he's
I
breaking
have
out
a
the
question.
checkbook,
What's
D.
that chicken
Slow
look
play
like
it.
you got? What's
Yeah,
your chicken scores doing? Because we're going to have to look at all of it. We just ain't going to look at one.
No, chicken's doing well. Chicken's doing. It's the ribs that are holding me back, and you are the
Well,
real
I've
man.
already narrowed it
I
down.
was like,
Let's talk
we
about
got to
the
get
ribs.
Heath on. They're like, well, he did win. I said, no. My rib scores are suffering. Let's get Heath on.
Well, the sauce mixture ain't nothing but a bottle of sweet, a bottle of comp,
Oh,
and half a bottle of apple glaze. That was my
boys,
straight up sauce recipe for Memphis.
are
There
y'all
it is.
listening to this? He just threw it out
Yeah.
there. The man.
I mean, you still
Oh,
got to cook it. You still have to cook it.
I remember that conversation. So before we go in here, we've got a few more world champions that want to say congratulations to you, if that's all right.
Oh yeah.
Hey Heath, congratulations on that huge win this week at Memphis in May. Knocking it down with the big rib win. Man, kudos to you. Putting yourself another notch in that world champion belt. Congrats again, man. Congrats, Heath, for winning Memphis in May, especially with ribs. I know it was a mission of yours to win in ribs. I don't know how many times you've won ribs there. 3, 4, 100 times. I don't think anybody ever doubted that you were going to win it. Nobody deserves it more, brother. It's a big one. Congrats again.
Mr. Heath Riles, congratulations, buddy. Welcome to the club. World champion here in balmy Minnesota, 42 degrees today. Lacrosse game for my son, but needed to say hi. Known you for a long time, buddy. I know how hard you work. Well deserved. Love you, brother.
Some good company, man.
That is good company right there. That's a good one right there.
And now I'll tell you this, Heath. I sent a group message to those guys, like 45 minutes before the show, because I kind of just had the idea. And all those guys sent those videos in just at the spur of the moment, stopped what they're doing and sent them in, which I thought was
huge.
I thought was
That's
super
pretty
cool,
awesome. That's pretty awesome.
And
Definitely tells us one of the most respected people in barbecue, man. That you got to be proud of that.
Jordan's got to edit it one. He's going to send in another version. He's going to show you a few options on the rides. So
right. He can give you a full warranty with that as well, if you need it.
I think there's another one too that was just sent. I don't know if you got that one, Wes.
You guys go ahead and I'll get it taken care of. You guys finish up.
But once again, man, I didn't have everybody's number in my phone, and it was just spur of the moment. So if you didn't get asked and you want to send something, send a video to Wes and we'll play it. So if you're out there,
man, I appreciate that, Bill.
No, I thought, like I said, man, it's I know you've been chasing it, and I've been there twice and watched you win ribs twice, and man, it's obviously man, I came up to you after right before awards or whatever, and man, like I said, you've been hard at it at that contest probably more than anybody that I know that's in my circle, so man, I was super pumped to watch you win, and I thought it was awesome. So I love it. I love it when hard work pays off, and you've been really transparent with everybody about what you're doing, which I think is great for barbecue. So,
I mean, I really don't have any secrets is what I like to tell people. I mean, somebody asks me, I'm going to tell them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't care if somebody stands there and watch me build a box. Hell, I mean, what I care. I mean, it's a lot of people shig away from that. And that's what I was going to say a while ago. When I practice for the Jack, I think I'm going to film these comp videos and build boxes and just send them out. Let them go.
Let them go. Yeah.
Let him go. So Wes will have his opportunity then. He can record it and rewind every time. Just boom, boom, boom.
Hey, look, all I'm asking here, since we literally have 120 people in here watching, which even more than that, whenever they do their little private chat, will you answer my phone call and stop blocking me?
Yeah, I will, man. I will walk you through it.
Well,
he told
I
me
know you're
I'll come
side
on
butting
the
me,
show
Heath.
as
I
long as you
appreciate
tell Wes to stop calling me. That's what he said. I'll come on the
If
show,
you
but you
will-
got to tell Wes to stop calling me.
If you'll answer one time, I won't call 20 times a day. It's the way this works, boss. We got another multi-world champion that wants to say congratulations.
Hey, brother, this is Fred, Rio Valley Meat Barbecue, man. Super excited for you, super pumped after experiencing what you just did at the Memphis in May, man. Congratulations on a world championship win. That's freaking huge, dude. And I was there to experience it with you, bro. So I was really happy for you. Congratulations on world championship. And, man, we'll see you around, bro. Heath Riles, bro, killing it on them ribs. Heck yeah.
Fuck Fred.
I knew that was coming.
I don't really like Fred Heath. He's got,
He's encroaching, Heath. I love the guy, respect him. He's one of the best in the world, but he needs to chill out with his producer stuff.
I think he's done got bit by the bug at Memphis now after winning on the stage himself, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Big stages will do that. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Heath, I'll say this from my perspective. It feels like to me, just all the stuff the past month you've put out, I can see the passion that you have about Memphis in May, and then really wanting to go committed to go win it with ribs. And it just seemed like it just kind of told a story and built up to it. Did it feel that way to you? Did you feel like this year might be special? And
I mean,
yeah,
I want to say yes, but I mean, a lot of people just don't realize how many racks of ribs I cook at home to practice to know that feel. And I tell that in the few classes that I have taught, it's hard to teach that rib, that feel of any kind of meat, not just a rib. And once you learn that feel, I mean, you really don't need that thermopin. It's just about halfway timing, and then start feeling from there about every 10 or 15 minutes. But you got to be able to burn your fingers up is what I tell people, because I don't use heat gloves underneath my gloves. I want to feel what the sponginess of the meat is. And Wes, I don't know if you can handle that heat like that.
Well, when you back got me speechless.
I'm out.
What? Damn, Heath.
take the curtain down. Let's handle the heat.
I'm going to have to go backstage for just a minute and get myself, composed. What did you cook those ribs on? Since we
on my Outlaw, on the BFO, and on a 2860.
Sweet. So that
and then I actually held them on a pellet grill at 180. Once I glazed them up and got them set after about 8 minutes, something like that, we pulled them over on a pellet grill in between the preliminary judging, right? Just to hold them where they could cool down, because I set the glaze at about 275, 300, still what I'm running at.
Jesus,
but I don't want to leave those on the pit to get too hot, so I yank them off once that glaze gets kind of set.
I'm telling you.
How long did you rest them in the pellet grill, you think, Heath? I mean, will a rib continue to overcook at 180 in the pellet or no?
No, I was just holding it. I mean, it didn't stay in there 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that, just to really, just before the judges got there and let them finish decorating the grills. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But we done the same thing.
They're real supple, Fred. I'm gonna be honest with you. The motion the other night, they're real supple. They don't the ribs like Heath.
Wes is not a hand model.
He's not a hand model. He's not sponsored by Palmolive, even though he would want to.
There's a problem there. But let's not hold him back. This man is telling stuff that you would pay to go for, and this is why we created the show.
Hey, put your hands down and let him talk, Wes.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I lost all train of thought. I didn't know what you were doing with your hands.
Okay, I changed my mind. Show us your hands.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know what you was doing, man. I'm not into this kind of weird computer stuff, like, you know what I mean? I don't know what you're doing.
It's called margaritas, man.
Let me send the link to Fred.
Yeah, get him in here. Get him in there.
Jeez. I'm like, Heath, where were we at?
Yeah, I totally lost it when I seen Fred's comment about where's your hands at.
And we might have been holding them on the pellet grill. I can't remember.
Hey, don't keep him coming in the comments. He'll pop back up now that you said his name.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. We was talking about the pellet. I just hold them in that pellet grill a few minutes, and I did hold them in between the preliminary judging too. So I carried 2 racks out to every judge because they have the shadow judges there, and I served the shadow judge as well. So,
right.
I mean, so I guess 2 of the racks stayed in there 30 minutes probably before I got them out.
Let me ask you this, Heath: has anyone ever won Memphis in like 1 ribs and 1 shoulder and 1 hog? Has anyone ever kind of trifected it?
No.
Has anyone got 2? You know, where they've?
Yes.
Okay.
John Wheeler has whole hog and rib.
Okay.
And that's why he cooked shoulder this year.
Okay.
And I want to say, didn't Tuffy get a first rib one time? Years ago, just him and his dad cooking, he got a first rib. And I know that he's had first pork a couple times.
Okay.
Somebody said
Willingham's, yes.
Willingham's. Yeah.
Somebody comment Willingham's. That's right. Willingham's has got 2.
Okay.
It's several people that has 2.
Gotcha.
Several.
Well, in saying that, you're the rib man. They know you as that. Are you going to jump back to another one, or are you going to keep cooking ribs?
You know, how many ribs have been won at Memphis? I know nobody's going to catch Chris Lilly on 13 first place ports.
Wow.
That ain't happening.
Right.
So I don't really know. I always said I would go back to pork or hog. I sold one of my hog cookers, but Blues Hog has 2, but they're in 2 different categories. I mean, in 1 category. No, that's right. They do have a shoulder.
They got a shoulder and a hog. Right.
Yeah, they're 2 as well. Yeah, that's right.
But did they GC with the shoulder, or just win with the shoulder?
No, they
GC with the hog.
Yeah, GC with the hog.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that with them cooking shoulder that first year.
Kind of all you can do. No matter what category you're in.
The whole thing on different meats. You know what I mean? So
yeah. That would be pretty cool if somebody could do that, win a GC in each category. That would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
How old are you, Heath?
Man, you're fairly young.
46.
You know what I mean?
You're young enough. You can knock it out. You got plenty of years in you.
I don't know. I'm sure it's people younger than me that's won it, but I don't know who.
Right.
Yeah.
It has been fun to see the kings of what I call the MBN pork, pork side and the KCBS. There has been a gravitation to the Memphis and May, and they want to win that. And it has been the best. I would say you winning it has probably been in some of the toughest competition there's been in the last several years. And there's people just coming into it. So, obviously, big kudos to you on that, but it's getting tougher to win this thing.
Well, I mean, the internet don't make it any easier either.
Right.
And a lot of people, like I said, have got great products. And there is people that go out here and cook every weekend. And with me just cooking once in a blue moon, even though I'm cooking for videos, it's not the same as comp barbecue. Not the same. I mean, I'm cooking backyard, simple, just barbecue, right? And but I do feel like keeping that tenderness is what I try to just keep that feel of. I'm not really worried to try to blow your palate out on a backyard rib like I would be a competition rib. But I don't know. It is a lot harder, Wes, than what I feel like it used to be because all the knowledge out there, the science behind it, and people willing to share information and give it away. And there's a lot more people competing now too. So one person is not really as dominant as there's still cooks out there that go win every week.
Sure.
But back in the day, it was not as what it was. It was unheard of for somebody to go dominate.
Right. Well, I remember the Reign of Terror back in the day with you. Like I said, that's when I started out, and it was no fun. But there's not as much as that anymore outside of Brad, outside of Jordan and them doing it. But it just seems like Memphis and May has gotten much tougher with all the best of every sanctioning body trying to get in there and to get a piece of it. That just kind of is a testament to Memphis and May, as one of the true world championships.
It is, and when people find out they can go cook one category, and you don't have to go cook three, and you can get by with 16 slabs of ribs.
Right.
I mean, without a doubt, if you can cook 16 slabs, you can go cook Memphis in May.
Right. But 93 is better, is what you're saying.
I'll tell you
I
what,
mean, 92, 92.
92.
you've
I mean,
touched
I
on
fed a few people, Wes. I had to feed a few people. I had some clientele there that I had to take care of. Okay.
Right.
Completely understand, boss.
Yeah. So Heath, you've already mentioned a couple things, man. For those interested, in maybe going to cook Memphis in May for their first year, any other tips you could give those teams?
Just do your due diligence on the rule book. There's no garnish at Memphis in May in the big three boxes. You can do what you want in the ancillaries, and all those categories, but pork, pork shoulder, hog, and rib, there's no garnish in the box. And you have the option of sending in two sauces with each category. So it's up to you. You can pour it in a cup. And somebody's asking, do you think it's possible to win with the St. Louis rib? I doubt it seriously. I think
Yeah.
a St. Louis rib will get in the top 10, but I don't
Right.
think it will win
Yeah.
GC there ever. Um,
Gotcha.
They kind of
a, a, ba-
expected
a
the
baby
baby
back
back
has a
kick.
different taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the challenge of trying not to dry the loin out. That's the challenge of a baby back. And a lot
Right.
of people don't get that. You can cook that St. Louis rib because it comes right off the top of that belly, and it's
Right.
hard to dry out, and it has a different texture. And when it comes to a baby back, the texture's totally different because of the bacon and the loin meat on top of that. Like it comes up on the bones with the curve. And I don't know. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
And do you have a trim video on your YouTube channel as far as a competition trim video for your babies?
I believe I do. I mean, I cut all my ribs down to 11 bones. I
Yeah.
like to knock the big ends off and things like that. And then we take them to
Right.
the meat market. And I can do it with a Dremel tool, but I'm just not going to go through that many racks. And we kind of cut that knuckle bone and that arch off the bottom. We stand them
Okay.
up, right? And when you
Right.
do that, it allows you to put a knife between them for the blind box. If you don't take that knuckle bone out, you'll go down so far and have to turn around it. That's all
Gotcha.
you're basically doing.
Right.
Damn
And I
art
guess
to it.
most butcher shops in the Memphis area be familiar with that cut.
They are. And for I don't know how many teams every year that call me. I mean, they call me and I order their ribs for them and they go pick them up at the meat market. Whatever
Gotcha.
brand you want, he trims them and sends them to
Right.
you. And you just got to get the fat off of them or skin the membrane. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No,
we
that's
like to
good.
make it easy.
No,
Right.
absolutely. Have you ever, I mean, not that you probably want to do this, but have you ever thought about, you sell your rubs, you sell all your sauces. You ever thought doing a meat package on your website?
I have, but man, we sell to so many butcher shops.
Sure.
It would be hard to take that business from them when I'm not in that business. And
Understood.
and
Yeah.
we're actually thinking about manufacturing like a kielbasa brat, style sausage.
Right.
We had some there at Memphis in May this weekend. People really liked it. We were sampling some of them. It's a garlic jalapeno Gouda kielbasa sausage, and
Nice.
it got good rapport, and a lot of some big box stores liked it as well. So who knows? Maybe we can see what can happen with it.
No,
Nice.
absolutely. Well,
Mm.
I want to jump into it. You're a Mississippi guy. You're a legend, Mississippi legend. I've been using your stuff since I got out there. Where the hell do they not carry it at? It's everywhere now. It's. I mean, you have
Not enough
grown and
stores.
blown up.
That's right.
Any
Not
distributors out
enough.
there
There's a
that
few
don't
out there,
have it?
he said, we're after them.
Hey, that's the
Uh,
best answer of the night right there.
I mean, we're in a ton of mom and pops locations, and I would not be where I am today without them. And the mom and pop stores is what keeps us, and the butcher shops is what stocks a full line of our
Sure.
products, right? And that's where all the cooks can go get them, and the serious barbecuers. And then there's a few big box stores like Lowe's, Walmart, Kroger, all their store banners. What did I say? Lowe's, Publix, Roush's, Rural Kings, Fleet Farms. I don't know. I can't name them all, but it's probably 15,000 plus locations, and they
Wow.
carry a handful of rubs each. Some of them
Yeah.
more than others.
Unbelievable.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that
and now
is
we're
blown
think
up.
we're exporting to about 14 countries now as well. I think that's
Oh
right.
wow. What countries, Heath?
I mean,
14.
between New Zealand, the UK, Canada, Switzerland,
That's
I
awesome.
mean, I'd have to
That's
ask my
good.
team. I just know it's 14 different countries. I
No,
can't
I
name
just
them
got
all.
a quick
Norway,
thing.
I don't.
Yeah, customs can be hard depending on the countries for sure. So
It
that's
is. I
awesome.
mean, we've kind of got that freight paperwork. I got a lot of friends in the logistical business and freight forwarders, and then some of them they arrange their own pickup. We got to sell enough
Yeah.
volume to them
Sure. Yeah,
that they
sure.
arrange their own pickup at ports and docks and things like that.
I'm not saying this is true, but I heard the reason why there was peace talks between Ukraine and Russia was because they got your seasonings.
Well, that's new to me. I guess that must be another one of those damn Amazon hijackers buying a bunch of it.
I'm just saying, man. Don't just let it run. Let's let it do
Mhm.
its thing. So,
Well,
um,
we want peace. We really do. That means somebody's going to cook again on the back
That's
porch.
right. That's right.
oh, perfectly stated, man. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Good stuff.
Do
it's
we
been
got
good,
any
man.
questions from the crowd, Wes? Have you seen anything come
Yeah,
through?
we got one right there. We got one
Right
to
here, my
start.
man.
Well,
What's the minimum size of a whole hog to be cooked at Memphis? I think the rules say you got to cook 85 pounds or more, if I'm not mistaken. But I would not cook any less than a 150.
Okay.
Okay.
What is your perfect hog to cook at Memphis and May or any MBN if you're going to cook?
160,
Okay.
165.
But
Right.
I see these people talking to 2230. Is there a reason why you don't go that heavy?
Why? You just got to build a blind box. Damn. I ain't feeding an
Very,
army.
very true. You
I
don't think
mean,
it has
I
anything?
mean, they're just cooking for another 6, 7 hours of charcoal for what? A few more pounds of meat they're going to yield 60% off of for what?
Very true. I
so
know
do
some
they
of those
take
old school guys do that. You know,
two things? When do the applications open up for next year? And do they take all the teams? Because then they got to get approved or something like that, Heath?
It used to have an approval process, like because they would run out of space.
right.
But now with it being at Liberty Park and expanded, I don't think they turn down many teams at all or turn down any. I think they find a space for them, and they're bringing back the patio division. They've added that kind of junior championship deal they're doing.
Yeah.
They've got a huge demo type area, and I actually signed up and done demos this year too for our brand and had some of our brand ambassadors come out. They've done a great job. But I think now that you won't have a problem getting in it, but applications usually come out around the middle of December to the beginning of January.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think those applications have to be in by the end of February, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. All right. And they do it by size, right? The bigger the spot, they kind of you pay for the real estate, right?
That's
That's
right.
what I've
That's right.
kind of glanced at in the past. Man, I guess on the extreme low end, you could sign up for around a couple grand with a super small spot and then go probably as high as you want to 10, 15. I don't
You
know.
you could bring in a trailer in and another pit because you really need another pit to show on, not camera up on your trailer where you building a box and all that. Y- I'm gonna say a person could probably come down there and cook and all that for 6 grand, 5 grand easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, probably even cheaper than that, depending on how they done it. It's with it being there at Liberty Park now, it's not as bad, and especially on pavement. They make you pay for your powers separately, just
Sure.
like
Yeah, sure. The roll or
other
whatever.
big events, things like that, Royal. But it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Robert's spot. Robert Smith, first class. He had, he was down there cooking with Pit Boss. So, man, he had his trailer and basically the same kind of square footage that his trailer took up. He had all these pellet grills lined up in a table. He had probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 vertical, Pit Boss pellet grills, and man, it looked like
That's
his
right.
footprint was twice the size of his trailer, like a normal spot we would get at a cook-off week in and week out.
They typically go by like a 18 by 24. They have a
Yeah.
26 by 32, a 26 by 40, and a
Mm-hmm.
and a 26 by 50, and a
Yeah.
34 by 54. Those are the
Right.
spot sizes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then you can buy an extra spot with a sponsorship spot if you want to, out there. You know what I mean? But that costs a lot of money.
Right.
And you can buy, if you want a demo area or anything like that. I think they that's all separate too. If you talk to them about it, they don't advertise that, but we did.
Right.
Um, and you have to pay for power separately, and they make you get insurance for $100 through them in case anything happens, or anything like that. Um, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you
We
have to
had
pay a
another cool.
deposit and you get it back.
What bourbon was open to celebrate? Did we cover that one?
What did we open?
What
Open a
did we
bottle
not
of.
open?
I
We
opened a
opened them
bottle of
all.
old.
Every
We
one of
opened
them.
them all.
I actually opened a bottle of Old Fitzgerald's 9-year. That's what I opened.
No, there you go.
Nice. That's a nice one.
You got Mr.
There's
Robbie
Robbie
Royal
Royal.
coming in here. It's
Yeah.
another winner.
Congrats
Yeah,
to
another
Robbie.
winner. Robbie mopped
Yeah.
up down there at Smoke Slam.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
congratulations, Robbie.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Congrats, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you ever going to do double duty, or you're on Memphis and May? Just man, you ever run two teams over there?
No, I hadn't. I don't have manpower for that, and I couldn't do that. That's not right.
Right.
Fair enough. I can respect that. If you need to, if you just tell me your rib program, I'll run it over there, and
Relentless.
we'll do that. Just saying, hit me up after the show, man. I'll give you my number.
Still got to cook it. Still got to cook it.
Quit blocking me.
Yeah.
Still gotta
Answer
cook
my
it.
call.
No heat gloves, Wes. No heat gloves.
That's
I'll
right.
burn these damn digits slap off,
Are you
man.
getting any of this stuff? He basically he did it throughout the show.
Oh,
Kind of the
these
whole thing.
shows, as everybody knows, are recorded and we republish them. It will be rewatched tonight with notes put in. Thank you, Heath, man. We really do this. Honestly, we try to get a little
make
nugget.
this one private, Wes, just so we can watch it.
Hey,
So.
we
That's
might
right.
we might try to capitalize on this one. I hope you don't mind, buddy.
Right.
Make it happen, producer.
We'll
That's
take
right.
care of it. No, it's that's awesome, man. Thank you for honestly giving some great detail out there. It does help out.
Yeah. Somebody's asking there a question. Does anybody ever look for want help or whatever? Some teams do. I mean, some of my ambassadors come in and help me. And there's some teams out there that I think put it out there and take membership fees and things like that for you to be a part of a team, but we don't.
Right.
To follow up on that, Heath, man, for a new team going out there, as far as manpower, man, you think it's a 2-man, 3-man, 4-man? What should you have as far as kind of putting a team together?
Oh, you get by with a 4-man easy.
Yeah,
easy,
Really
easy.
and it probably depends on the category, right? Maybe I don't know. Ribs. Obviously
I don't think any category you could get by with it, as long as you had 4 horsemen. I mean, you know what I mean? That's the thing about it is you got to have workers. I mean,
Sure.
I see, in fact, too many times people bring 2 alcoholics with them, and and 2 workers, and the two damn people sitting there drinking beer. They ain't doing nothing.
Or
That don't
somebody
help
didn't do
nobody.
the club. Yeah.
I mean, and anybody that runs with me, you can ask me if I'm up working. You better be up working too. I mean, we a team effort, and as we start clean and we finish clean. Period.
I love it. I love it. Now I saw your post on your OGs, man, and I love some Austin and Delbert, man. They've been with you since the beginning, have they not?
They have. Austin took a private class from me. I was in a deer camp with his dad a long time, and he took a private barbecue class from me years ago at Tupelo, and has been rolling with me ever since. And then Delbert, God, I don't even remember how I met Dale now. Cooking beside him, he had like a patio team, and I think we hit it off. And God, Dale's been all over the country with me, it seems like.
And there's private class. You have a link to it. Can we put this in the comments? Heath, I'm not giving up, brother. I'm not gonna give up, man. You are the real man.
Oh shit.
Man, all you got to do is practice, Wes. That's it.
I know, buddy.
Practice,
I know.
practice.
We'll get there. We'll buy them classes. I'm trying to see if there's any there's comments, man. People just more congratulatory than anything. Not that they want to ask any questions, and there's been questions out there, but man, I think everybody was super pumped to watch it. We all sat around. I cooked in Sevierville this weekend, and as soon as their wardrobe we went and got something to eat, and we all came back to the compound to watch the ends of Memphis and May. And I mean, that was really cool. You got KCBS people watching that.
That was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. I don't even know if I finished that story a while ago, but I told, I'm pretty sure I told Bill this, that he asked me how the rib was before awards. And I told him, I said, well, I'm going to be truthful with you. I don't know what else I could have done. That was all
Yeah.
I had to give. And if it don't work, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board because
Yeah.
I have nothing more to give them. I
Yeah.
mean, I laid it all on the table. It was just a good cook for me. I mean,
Awesome.
I don't know. And
Oh,
it's
I
not
could
always
tell
like
you
that.
felt good. You talked about your practice ribs. You told me how many ribs you cooked. You know what I mean? I could tell you felt really good. And it seemed like the lineup that this was going to be your year, you know? So,
Without
you
a
felt,
doubt.
I could tell you were confident, bro. You know, you're still humble, but you were confident about everything you put forward, you know? So,
Yeah. It was
yeah.
3 hour awards were very brutal,
Mhm.
especially when you hadn't ate all day and your stomach was tied in knots. It was
Right.
it was brutal 3 hour awards.
Man, the ending had to have made up for it, huh?
Yeah,
If we're gonna have a 3 hour award, can I be the last guy on the stage?
I guess so. That paycheck made it worth it, I guess.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
So,
Yeah.
Candace took that paycheck though. Did you even get to hold it? How long did you hold it for?
I don't, maybe a second, maybe
I
a
figured.
second.
I figure she sucked that thing up real quick. But yeah, we were watching it and it kind of went off and died. And you know we're scrambling to find out who won it. And then finally somebody posted that you won it. So man, it was pretty cool to see. But we saw you guys, Big Bob gets, and we figured maybe Blues Hall would jump in there. Then we thought that's going to be just an all-star finish. But man, it was made for TV finish. It was awesome. Congratulations. Love to see
Thank
it.
you.
You deserve it. You're going to get a few more of them and maybe jump into some of these other categories, it sounds like. Did we get that here on the Chicken Fried Show?
I mean, man, I don't know. It's hard to get me away from a 3 hour cook time, Wes.
That's true.
You
Yeah, you
know,
got a good point there, you know?
I just
That is a
don't.
great point.
I mean, that's the biggest determining factor for me now because I'm not going to stick it off on somebody else to be there to do it for me like whole hog and leave a
Yeah.
night man there. I've done all that before and it's all good. Nothing wrong with it, but I don't know. I just That's why I was so hesitant or so wanting to do rib and win with a rib and why I converted to it years ago. There's no way to cheat in a rib. There's no way to do anything
Right.
with a rib. And so no matter what, I just set out in my heart that nobody could ever say anything about it. And that's why I want to be hard headed and go after it.
Well, I know they had some new protocols. You talk about cheating. They had some new protocols this year. I don't know if it was in all categories, but on hog, we had an ambassador there watching us, which, and it was no problem for us to watch us pull the loins off. And, I don't know if they were watching shoulder or watching ribs, if everybody had that, but whole hog
There's
definitely had.
they used to do that years ago. It's called hog patrol. And to make sure you put actually the ham, the
Yeah.
loin and the shoulder in the box there at Memphis. That used to be a big deal. They
Yeah.
never done shoulder before, but also they've never experienced the amount of teams that was not familiar with whole pork shoulder. They had teams show up the last 2 years with butts, not knowing they couldn't cook them, and they
Yeah.
had to scramble to go get pork shoulders. And so
Mhm.
now that KCBS has changed those rules to be able to cook a pork collar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
MBN has done the same thing. So when you get
Right.
guys that go to Memphis once a year, you have to cook a whole intact thing. You can't remove the money muscle on the
Right.
shoulder, nothing. And if you
Right.
cook a shoulder all the way through, the money muscle is going to be shot. That's
Yeah.
why most of your top teams don't put money muscle in the box in a medallion at Memphis in
Hmm.
May at all. And there's a heads up for anybody cooking pulled pork. They just don't do
Right.
it. I mean, they put chunks and that's it, tubes. I
Right.
mean, there's some people that do cook shoulders and only cook them for the money muscle and kick them to the side. But next year, from what I understand, they are going to do a shoulder patrol and a hog patrol again.
I do.
Yeah. And we've gotten to the point on KCBS side of it, Heath, man, we're just cooking. I mean, like myself, man, I'm just doing money muscles. I'm trimming those things out and just doing that. I call it a pack of cigars. I show up, ain't a lot on there. I want to give you 8 money muscles medallions, and I'm done.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And that would be cheating at Memphis West, just so you know. So
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Once we take that Heath class, we'll see about that. We'll bump up to a full butt.
man, is that what some? I mean, I kind of hearing this cheating. I guess cheating goes on. I don't really know what cheating goes on, but are they cooking stuff on the side and then using it or something?
Oh,
That
that's a
I
whole
don't
nother
know.
show. That's a whole nother show right there.
This was a first year thing that I didn't know anything about until I walked to our cooks meeting at Ribs. and somebody said that they're telling the hog teams now that there's going to be an ambassador with them watching them build their box. And
Oh,
and most people wouldn't care. And I don't know
Yeah.
who got upset about it, who didn't, nothing else. It wouldn't bother me. I mean, hell, I
Yeah.
record mine on camera anyway, so I don't. You can watch mine for free in just a few minutes. Just give them a minute.
As long
So
as you
yeah,
subscribe, just make sure you subscribe and you can watch it.
yeah. I
Don't
mean,
forget to hit the subscribe button.
well, and that's what we're always go. We have cameras on and pictures going. So if it's going to be cheating, you can go through the whole portfolio and figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
But there's no way to cheat on a rib. Even once they
Yeah.
do meat inspection, you could cook it if you want, but a reheated rib ain't going to win.
no.
It ain't happening.
No. No.
But the money muscle thing, I don't know of anybody getting caught doing that. I just know
Right.
that they mentioned they were going to start doing it next year, try to implement.
Gotcha.
I love it.
But the hog thing, I mean, some people don't like the ham in a hog because the ham can get dry. So as long as you got it in the box, some people you're supposed to put 6 portions of each thing in the box of hog. At least or at least 4 portions of each because it's only 4 judges at a table.
Right.
Um, and it's 6 boxes at a table is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So I mean, who's to say somebody's not putting more shoulder than they are ham, right? And so I
Yeah.
think that's where the whole thing comes from. It's just a guess. Let's make sure that this is on the up and up is what they're trying to make an even playing field. Kind of like Houston, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Tagging the
Yeah.
meat and then somebody
Yeah.
staying there with you. And I
Mhm.
kind of respect that, man. And I really, to me, Houston is kind of almost like the Iron Man, right?
Right.
I really like that idea because you got 2 slabs and you got to run them. That's it. You
That's
got
it.
2 chicken halves. You got to run them.
Right.
And a lot of people, and myself included, I'm cooking 24 racks. I
Right.
would love to make it where you could not cook no more than 16 racks.
Yeah.
Let's just call it. You couldn't
Yeah.
cook but one whole hog. And
Right.
you use one side, or no more than
Yeah.
2. Let's just say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you couldn't cook but X amount of shoulders because there's always going to be somebody that can afford more than you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always like to see that level playing field myself for the average Joe.
Sure.
No, absolutely.
Well, shoot, Heath, we've kept you an hour and 20 minutes, man. I don't want to keep you any longer. I appreciate you coming on here, man. And
Oh yeah.
and congratulations, man. I mean, it's a hell of an achievement. I think everybody watching is, it's everyone's bucket list to tick off these world champions. And man, you're winning in all kinds of ways. You know what I mean? In barbecue, business, all of it. So hell of a
I
job, brother.
appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. It's just a labor of love is all it is what I tell anybody. Everybody asks what the success is to it. I went to work 20 years ago doing barbecue and hadn't looked back. And
Yeah.
left my real job to pursue it and hadn't stopped. Took a chance at it. So I don't want to say it's been easy at all because it's been hard, very, very hard, but it's been well worth it.
And I don't want to say this in front of Wes, but I'm going to say it. Thanks for answering my call every time I've called you. I really appreciate it.
I don't have
Anytime.
his real number. I don't think it's right. I'm going to give him that out. But it is a
Well,
testament that for an hour and 20 minutes, Heath, I have all, we get to see who's watching on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. And we have been hundreds plus with you on here. And nobody wants to get off, even this late in the show, which is huge. And say that. Text me that rib recipe, dog. Don't be scared.
Where's the link? Where's the link?
I love
I'm gonna
it.
send you a link. I'm a swear to
Just-
God. And you talk about phone numbers. If you have my phone number, it has not changed since I was 14. Okay.
I got a who dis. That's what I got when I said this. So
Who
Heath,
dis?
I'll say you're an inspiration to a lot of
Hell
folks
yeah.
in barbecue. You're easy to root for, and man, big time congrats on your win, man. It was fun to watch.
Thank you. Thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
man. I appreciate that.
Continued success.
And we apologize for Wes Garrett. So
don't ever apologize.
the show apologizes.
Heath, man, we
That's
appreciate. I
all
hope
right.
to see you over here in Roswell, Georgia, here soon, man.
That'll work. I'll be there. I'll be there.
All right, folks.
All right, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Peace.
I don't own no